Brought to you by Penguin.
The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. How to Be Calm and Mindful in a Fast-Paced World by Haemin Sunim. Translated by Chi-Young Kim and Haemin Sunim. This book is read by Sean Pratt. Prologue. As a Zen monk and former professor at a small liberal arts college in Massachusetts, I am frequently asked for advice on dealing with life's challenges. In addition to sharing my advice in person and over email, a few years ago I began to answer questions over social networking sites, as I enjoyed the feeling of making connections with people. My messages were generally simple, straightforward, and short. I sometimes wrote directly in response to a real-life question, sometimes as a quick note to myself when I discovered interesting patterns of thought and mindfulness practice, or in interactions with people. I also discussed the value of slowing down in our busy modern lives, as well as the art of maintaining good relationships and cultivating self-compassion. I did not anticipate the outpouring of responses to my tweets and Facebook posts. Many people started sending me messages not only to ask advice, but also to express appreciation and gratitude. I still remember a young mother who had lost her husband in a car accident and sent me a heartfelt thank you note for saving her from committing suicide, saying that she never thought about loving herself because love for her always meant giving it to someone else. A busy executive in his 40s told me how wonderful it was to start his day with my messages. To him, they provided a moment of calm reflection and rest from his hectic schedule. A young recent graduate, discouraged after not finding a job, read my supportive words and gave the search another try, finally landing a job. When I read his news, I was overjoyed for a couple of days, as if I had gotten my first job. It made me profoundly happy that my simple messages could inspire people and help them in their times of difficulty. As my messages came to be shared by more and more people, and my number of Twitter and Facebook followers increased, people started calling me a healing mentor, which ended up becoming my nickname in Korea. I was then contacted by publishing companies offering to turn my writings into a book. In 2012, The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down came out in South Korea. To everyone's amazement, it stayed #1 on the bestseller list for 41 weeks and sold more than 3 million copies in 3 years. Translations followed into Chinese, Japanese, Thai, French, and now English. I am humbled by the attention the book has received, and hope it can be of help to readers and listeners of English, just as it has been to readers in Asia and France. The book has 8 chapters, addressing various aspects of life, from love and friendship to work and aspirations, and how mindfulness can help us in each. For instance, I address how to deal mindfully with negative emotions like anger and jealousy, as well as life's disappointments, digging deep into my past to share my experience of failure as a new college professor. If you are overly conscious, the 3 liberating insights from Chapter 6 can be quite helpful. If you are anxious about your future or unsure about your true calling, I offer advice on how to increase self-awareness and how to discover it. Each chapter opens with an essay, which is followed by a series of short messages, words of advice and wisdom addressed directly to you, to consider one by one, and to reconsider and remember, so that they may accompany you in moments of anxiety or despair, and remind you that you are not alone. Each chapter then continues with a shorter essay, followed by another series of short prompts for meditation. Some people read or will listen to the whole book quickly as they would a novel. However, I would recommend that you take your time and reflect on what you have just heard before moving on to a new chapter. You will enjoy it more and find deeper meaning as you go through each chapter slowly. You should feel free to make notes about the parts of the book that have resonated with you. I hope that spending time with this book becomes an occasion to reflect on and meditate in your busy life.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?